So I've always had an interest in architecture and architectural history, even from my undergraduate days. But my interest in preservation really started when I moved to Newport. And I realized Newport had so many fabulous colonial as well as 19th and even some 20th century buildings that I wanted to preserve those for the next generation. And I've used them in my classes as much as I could.
Ron is one of the foremost architectural historians in Rhode Island. In particular, he knows Newport really well. So whenever we are doing a project, he's one of the first people I call to ask information about the building or history behind it. And he knows it all. I mean, he doesn't even have to check any records. He's got it all in his head, and he can verify them, and it's reliable information. So we benefit from that. The greatest pleasure I had working with Ron was on this book, The AIA Guide to Newport, which was long overdue. So it was great fun when we worked together on that. He had all the information available and came up with a great result.
So from the first class I took with Ron at URI, I learned that art history is about far more than 2- and 3-dimensional works of art, but that it also considered buildings and landscapes. This was amazing to me and completely changed how I thought about my major. And for the first time, I saw the viability of pursuing a career working with New England's architectural history.
Ron and I share a love of funerary art. I have long thought that art in cemeteries is underappreciated and underutilized. It offers tremendous opportunities to study and appreciate without cost and without the barriers of going to a museum.
Well, one of the things I'd like to do is to find things that have been lost or that people don't know about or that are overlooked, and to bring those to the present day attention. For example, the Belmont sculpture that had been loaned erroneously to the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and again with a small group of other professionals, I got that returned to Newport. Similarly, there was a series of carvings on the front elevation of the casino, the Newport Casino, and they were taken off a number of years ago. I helped initiate the move to get those put back up on the front elevation.
Ron Onorato has contributed undoubtedly to the Newport Art Museum, but it's not just the art museum. He is really involved with other nonprofits, not only in Newport and Quidnick Island, but throughout the state. So he's just dedicated to historic preservation, and so therefore he is really thought of as, you know, one of the leaders in historic preservation in the state. I know many other nonprofit leaders who have really appreciated Ron's contributions.
Ron Onorato is such a nice person. He's a great friend to everybody in preservation. He's a great friend to everybody in the community. He's one of those scholar teachers who makes learning fun and accessible. And so he's been a resource himself to the historic preservation movement.